This is Getting Past It, where real life meets real growth. I'm JR, and in 10 minutes or less, we're tackling thoughts, habits, and truths that hold us back. Let's get past it together. As I was sitting here preparing to get all my notes and things together for the next episode of the mini series Extroverted Introvert, I decided to change course. So today this is going to be raw. This is not a planned episode, so to speak. We're just gonna kick it today. We're just gonna talk, because there's some things I really want to get off my chest. So the first thing I want to talk about, if you saw my post on TikTok or even YouTube yesterday in regards to all of these senseless deaths and things that's going on in this world. And in that video, I said we need to do better. And we do. We definitely need to do better. I don't know what happened to giving people grace, or taking a moment to think. And maybe things have always been this crazy and it just wasn't always so in your face. And it's been like this for a few years now. But I'm watching so many people lose their lives or throw their lives away because they don't agree with another person, because they don't know how to control their emotions, because they don't take time to sit down and think about the consequences of their actions, or what taking a life actually means. Taking a mother from her children, taking a father from his children, a husband from his wife, a wife from her husband, a daughter from her parents. We have to get back to a place of being able to have discourse and disagreements without immediately going into that space of seeing red and doing things that you cannot take back. Life is precious. There's so many people in this world today who are on a certain path in their life. They were headed down the wrong road, and they either met somebody who gave them some great advice, they hit a hard wall that caused them to sit down and take a look in the mirror and make some corrections. But there are people who have checkered past that we view as great today. But they had an opportunity to grow as individuals, to learn lessons, and their light wasn't snuffed out before it even had a chance to shine bright. And we are losing so many young people to death, to mental issues. I mean, with the rate of access and the amount of things children see online today, the videos of people dying that flood social media, those things have profound impacts on our youth. They have profound impacts on adults. But we don't think about the trauma that's associated with those things. And we have to be very, very thoughtful about how we address those situations, because these are real conversations we have to have with our kids now. One thing I teach my kids is to be careful of your tongue, to mind your words. There is power in the tongue. I thank my mother for teaching me that lesson at a very young age, right? To mind the words that come flying out of your mouth. Be very careful with what you say. Be intentional with your words because words have power. And the words that you consistently speak or say to yourself or think, those things start to shape your reality. And so we have to speak life. We have to speak grace. We have to speak peace. We have to speak leadership. We got to teach our kids to be leaders, not to follow the social media norms or the things that society is showing them. How to be different. Dare to be different. Dare to stand out in a good way. Life is too short. We might feel like life is this long thing that we get a whole lot of. And then you start realizing that it goes like that. In the blink of an eye, it is gone. What I want us to think about is, what do we need to do to change this? How do we start showing up differently in our communities for our youth? In those situations that we see getting heated, we got to do a better job of looking out for each other. Understanding when we need to pull someone back. Be better friends. When you see your friend getting ready to crash out and throw his or her life away, hey, don't do that. That's not smart. That's not worth it. You have the rest of your life to live. Don't let a split-second decision change everything. Because it can and it will. I pray that we find a sense of peace. And what strikes me as odd is that in times of catastrophic events and different things, we can come together so easily, but when things are going okay, we break apart just as easily. We segment just as easily. We go back to pointing the finger and having different levels of disdain. Why, when those things happen and we all come together, why is it so difficult to stay in that place of harmony? That place of togetherness, moving in lockstep. Thinking about the person next to you. Caring for your neighbor. My challenge to us is for us to be slow to anger. The next time you find yourself getting angry, breathe. Stop. Chill for a moment. Don't react, because when we react in anger, and a lot of times, that's not our best self. And we're looking to win. We're not looking to understand, and we are not looking to resolve. Listen, I'm not going to keep preaching at y'all. It's Fueled Up Friday. It's the weekend. I hope you have a good weekend. I hope you find a sense of peace. I hope that you have love in your heart and in your house. Be the light to somebody else. It's time for us to show up differently on a daily basis. We gotta just focus on loving each other, extending grace, empathy, understanding, and when we find ourselves in conflict, working towards a resolution and not necessarily to win. But with that being said, I love you all. I hope y'all have a fabulous weekend. I hope you do something that brightens your day and brightens your life. It's your host, JR. It's Getting Past It, the podcast. Peace.